There are no people who like CNN. It's not at airports for the same reason there are uncomfortable chairs to get you to leave. Everyone hates CNN, including people who work there, their relatives, their pets. One day, Brian Stelter came home to find his two cats, Crispy and Cream, had taken their own lives by ODing on catnip. On the TV, reliable sources. These days, working at CNN isn't something you brag about. It'd be like someone gloating that they're the executive chef at Bennigan's. Who would want anyone to know you work at CNN? Well, unless you're
Not
trying
me.
to pick up Bette Midler. That's how I got a hernia. Inside, the place has the vibe of a prison yard on lockdown after a 3-day race riot. Who knows who will shiv you next? My money is on Jeannie Most. Remember her?
No.
No, she was great. So how could you expect diehards to come to CNN Plus when they don't even have any die softs? Maybe CNN execs think your viewers already had a lot of time for CNN.
Half their execs are in jail for being pedophiles.
Former Mediaite editor John Nicosia reports that tensions between
That's not true. Some of them are.
and producers are higher than Snoop eating a bag of Doritos on the roof of a dispensary. Yeah, I bet you have. Some are having daily breakdowns and threatening to walk. We won't name names. And it's because no one's watching. CNN paid out millions in return of getting under 10,000 viewers. I did the math, and it depressed me. If I got paid what CNN talent got paid per viewer, I'd be living in a mansion made of smaller mansions, and inside each one, a Barbie dream house. So it's a media platform with under 10,000 people. For perspective, do you know what gets more than 10,000 people?
My YouTube channel has over 116,000 right now in the last month.
Proper flossing. Same thing. And it's just videos of people flossing.
Nope, come out and check my YouTube channel out. Matthew Montpass, YouTube, MONTP as in Paul, AS.
$1,000 per turd, unless Germans bought the network. So sadly, CNN staffers are bracing for layoffs and budget cuts.
Absolutely.
Which to me sounds like a pretty big opportunity for Elon.
How about that Elon Musk? Maybe he'll buy CNN too.
Turn it into something useful.
Absolutely.
Buffalo Wild Wings. Or maybe a channel that covers news.
There you go. Try that out.
What if CNN was a news channel? Oh, but then what do they do with other recent hires, like Jamel Hill or Rex Chapman?
Oh,
One is a
God.
breathless race baiter, and the other tricks CNN into thinking he doesn't just steal videos on Twitter. I guess they go to headline news where the rest of their talent goes to die. They should call it headstone news. Then there's Stelter. I can't bear to lose him because he's giving me non-stop content.
Absolutely.
News.
Humpty Dumpty.
His latest F-up? Sunday on Reliable Sources, he invited some professors on to discuss a study where Fox viewers were paid cash to watch CNN for 7 hours a week. Here's a picture of a Fox viewer from that experiment. It's funny. CNN now has to pay people to watch their crappy TV. CNN is your only choice if you lost the remote. But a funny thing happened in this segment, and it wasn't Stelter sneaking a bite of a calzone that he was hiding under his coat. Joshua Callow, a Yale professor, was invited on to discuss the study, and Stelter assumed he would bash Fox. Didn't go that way.
So, Josh, you all call this partisan coverage filtering. Basically, you're proving what we've sensed for a while, which is Fox viewers are in the dark about bad news for the GOP.
That's right. Fox and CNN cover different issues, and Fox News predominantly covers issues that make the GOP look good and make Democrats look bad. And on the flip side, CNN engages in this partisan coverage filtering as well that we find. For example, during this time, the Abraham Accords were signed, and these were the agreements where Israel, the UAE, and Bahrain signed a major peace agreement. And we see that Fox News covered this really major accomplishment about 15 times more than CNN did. So we establish both networks are really engaging in this partisan coverage filtering. It's not about one side, it's about the media writ large.
I think you're engaging in some both sides, isn't there, Josh?
Oh, like that's something wrong.
The data, the research showed both sides. That's why he used it. It's called context, something CNN's deathly allergic to. And that's why CNN is sinking. They don't believe there's more than one side to their fabricated tale. And if
Exactly.
they show them one, well, then it's both sides.
Or you're
Or
racist.
you're racist.
Exactly.
The reason why they fear Elon Musk is the same reason they obsessed over Fox. It's because we threatened their fake news bubble. Now it's being destroyed. And I gotta admit, it's kind of fun to watch.
Yes, it is. Absolutely. After 5 years of lies and Russian hoaxes.
The gatekeepers of false narratives collapse.
Exactly.
Remember this golden moment?
Forever.
All the mistakes of the mainstream media, and CNN in particular, seem to magically all go in one direction. Are we expected to believe that this is all just some sort of random coincidence, or is there something else behind it?
It's too bad it's time for lunch.
Yeah.
Delta wanting to go to lunch was the most honest thing he's ever said. But at a certain point, you can't rely on food as your escape unless you bake a saw into a cake.